Hello and welcome to Anivew Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. This was made by the studio Gainax in 2007, and it's an adventure, comedy drama, mecha, very much shonen anime.
Alright. So basically, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, or for now I'm going to call it Gurren Lagann, tells the story of two characters, Simon and Kamina. And basically they live in the underground village of Jiha. And basically, they're kind of living their lives. They're very curious about the surface world. They don't really know what it looks like. And just happens one day, this giant mecha robot thing called a gunman breaks through their barrier of their village and starts rampaging. And basically, at the same time, they run into a girl named Yoko, who's fighting off this giant robot with this rifle. So basically, together, the three of them, they manage to take down this robot. And from there on, Simon and Kamina decide to see what the surface world is like. They want to live up there. So, and when they get up there, it's nothing what they expected. It's a very barren wasteland. There's not a whole lot of vegetation or anything. There's no people around, and that's because basically the surface world has been ruled by these people. Well, this race called the Beastmen, and basically the Beastmen, they see any humans, they kill them, and that's about it. So basically, Simon, Kamina, and Yoko basically decide they're gonna find the head of these Beastmen, take him out, and try to liberate all the humans around the world. So
this has a lot of the core shonen elements. You have a group of people who go on an adventure, and they're gathering sort of party members to fight an ultimate villain, and it does it flawlessly.
Yes,
this
it does.
is, there's awesomeness through the roof in this anime.
Very over the top.
The first thing you really notice is that it's really over the top, and it did take me a long time to get over this fact. It took about episode 10, I'm like, okay, you're going to be over the top forever. I get it. Just deal with it. And after I dealt with that, everything else is amazing.
I loved the over top from the beginning. I thought it was so cool. Anyway, so what do we think about this one? One thing I really loved about it is, I love the story. Like the story itself as a unit of the anime, I'll say. It has very good pacing. There was one part about halfway through, there's a time skip, and it shows the future and stuff. And the content, the actually core part, is, even though it's very, I guess, blah for a shonen anime, it's basically a group of people going to kick some ass. I think it was done very well.
Exactly. Yeah. Typical, but done to the absolute best execution. That's its strength. It has the most solid and memorable characters going on here, and I mean, each one of them has different elements, different personality, and adds a dynamic to their group. None of them are wasted. And the villains each have their own personalities. Some of them switch over, some of them are defeated, and it all works together. And as you mentioned, it does have a switch in the middle, and that switch really, considering it's a 27 episode anime, having a change of pace in the middle really adds to the overall value.
Anime, yeah.
And I mean, and it's so smooth, the transition. It makes sense. You understand why the second arc has started.
Another thing I did like about it was the art style. It's when I look at this and I compare it to other anime, it's a little bit different. It's more kind of blocky. It's a very colorful anime too, at that. And I just love the look of this anime. And when you combine that with the over-the-top action scenes, which are another thing that I really, really enjoy, it's a very, very good combination. So,
I did. The actual character designs and such were a little bland, a little.
I liked it.
I liked it. I think it worked. But when you consider it to things like a Kyoto Animation one, they aren't as nearly detail oriented and such. So. I did like how they did it, but if you're looking for the best eye candy, I'm not sure.
Well, no, it's not.
This is what you're looking for,
but it works because it's a very hardcore action anime, and it looks almost like comic book like the way the lines of the characters and everything. Mm-hmm. It makes it it's just coming out of a manga, right in your face. And I love that. What did you like about it?
So, I really liked how there's a sort of dynamic between some of the characters. You had Simone and Kamina. And they are sort of best friends type things. They call themselves brothers and such. And they're really hardcore into they've stolen these Ganmen and are fighting off the Beastmen with it, and it's really over the top and amazing. They're always working for fighting spear and stuff. And then you have this other side. You get some characters, especially Rosu, who is more logical. And fighting spirit can't solve everything is this sort of thing. You can't he's come from a village where, sacrifices had to be made. You can't always just be like, yeah, let's just do it. And so by having this dynamic, you sort of see both sides. You see, is it worth saving everyone by, taking the largest risk, or, should you be logical and sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed, right? And all the characters learn from each other in this sense. Some of them, like, decide to tone down slightly, and some of them, like Roshu, decides to, understands the other side much better.
Well, one thing I guess I didn't really enjoy as much about this one is, I know how you said earlier that a lot of the characters have so much depth. Me, I didn't find that so much. I mean, the main characters, so you have like Simon, Yoko, Kamiya, and then you have Nia, who comes in later on. They have so much depth to them, I find. And the kind of ones around them, so you have like Kitan, Roshu, they have so much depth. But as you get more to less characters, they're not that memorable. Like, there's the twins, they're just kind of, they stay the same throughout the whole entire anime.
Well, it feels almost like you've refuted your own point, though, in saying that, all the main characters have great depth, which, you can't expect an anime, especially 27-episode anime, to have too much character depth for every character that's introduced. So, I mean, I understand your point that, yes, the extra characters don't have much depth, but
even the one that's there was like Roshu, I just find didn't really change a whole lot, and Kitan didn't change a whole lot.
I vehemently disagree that Roshu didn't change much. He had a lot. He's one of my favorite characters, and I feel like he had one of the most character development. And I want to make a distinction between depth is sort of how many different aspects and how many different layers and dimensions the character has. Development is when they change because of events in the anime. And I want to make that. And I feel that Roshu, although he may not be too depth character, he does have development for me.
I didn't see that, but anyway.
So there's this idea of spiral energy in the anime, and I want to talk a bit about that. And that spiral energy causes fighting spirit to sort of be translated into it and gain more powers. And I mean, I do have a problem with it in the sense that it seems a little too arbitrary that, they just send more fighting energy and things just get more powerful. It's a little over the top for me. However,
it works.
Considering it's a shonen, it really works, especially by the end. After I thought about it, I'm like, did they really need the technical details that they actually, revamped their mechas and made them better and such? No, I think, the spiral energy
and you get awesomeness.
Yeah, so I had a problem with that, but I think it's overcomable for me. And another thing that I found really enjoyable is that there's a good pacing to this anime. As each episode goes on, new characters are introduced. Almost every episode, especially at the beginning. Very good intros to a lot of the characters. And then they're meeting up with the Beastmen. They're all getting together. They get reinforcement and stuff. It's always keeping you on your toes, keep giving you new and exciting things that are happening. It never throws itself into filler.
That's
thankfully.
True.
There's a scene in the anime where they combine. So their first combination thing. And there's a lot of combining going on in this anime. And so there's this Gurren and Lagann, and that's where Gurren Lagann comes from. And Simone and Kamina are the two different pilots of each. So when they arbitrarily decide to combine without at all knowing that they could do so. So I mean, again, and then they did manage to combine. Again, it's another point where I found it's awesome, but at the same time, you have to I want to warn people about these instances that they're overcomable in this anime. But are they? Do they make much sense to me? I'd say it's a little unfair.
But, overall, it's just the style of the anime. I mean, like we said, again and again, it's over the top. You just gotta get used to that. Like, from episode 1, you gotta expect that stuff that logically doesn't make sense is gonna happen in this anime, and you just gotta get over it. I mean, I watched it from episode 1, and it didn't bother me at all. I mean, I'm like, that was hilarious. He just took the smaller one and smashed himself in the head, and I was like, what the hell? I thought it was really cool.
Alright, so what are you going to give this anime?
I'm going to give it a buy. Definitely go out, fan of Shonen, pick this one up. If you haven't seen it, which you probably have, definitely buy. Even if you're not a fan of Shonen, just pick it up. It's awesome.
Yeah, I must agree that it is the best Shonen I've ever seen, and it does reach the top of my charts for me. At the same time, though, not too much originality. I still give it a buy. Yeah. It's a buy for me. So if you want to send us feedback, you can send it to anivew@hotmail.com. And that's about it for this episode.
See ya.